Then you have Alexandro, Danilo, Bremer, Leo Pereira as the defensive options. Then Ederson, Fabinho, Danilo Santos as the quote-unquote midfield options. And forward-wise for Brazil, Mateus Cunha, Endrick, Luis Enrique, Gabriel Martinelli and Ryan. Neymar named in the squad for this tournament. He is unavailable, still recovering from his calf problems, but he is here and he is in his usual attire that the rest of the Brazil squad will be wearing ahead of kickoff. Over to the Atlas Lions now, and they had to make even later changes to their squad, with Abde Ezalzouli and Naif Agerd failing to recover from their injuries in time. Marwane Sadane and Amin Sbai joined the squad just 2 days ago as their replacements. So Mohamed Wahbi will line up like this. Bono is the goalkeeper. The back four featuring the captain Ashraf Hakimi, Issa Diop, Shadi Riyad and Nusser Mazraoui. Ayub Bouadi and Neil Ainawi start in the midfield as the pivot, with Ismail Saibari on the right, Azadin Unahi through the middle, Bilal El Khanous on the left, and up front is Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid. On the bench for Morocco, El Kajoui and Tagnauti are the backup goalkeepers. Then the aforementioned Sadane alongside El Ouahdi, Bellamari, Halhal, Salaeddin, Amrabat, El Murabet, Taibi, Rahimi, Yassine, Spy, El Kabi and Amemuni Eshkuyab to round out the substitute bench. Now, as mentioned previously, Morocco became the first African side to ever beat Brazil, having won in a friendly match by 2-1 the last time that these two sides met. But this isn't the first time that these two sides are meeting at this tournament. Way back in 1998, Brazil got the better of the Atlas Lions that day, but a lot has changed since then, and both sides will be eager to repeat the heroics that have come for their nations prior in this tournament. Both sets of players are doing their midfield handshakes. The anthems have just finished at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. And it's a good time to introduce the referee team for this late afternoon's encounter. The man in the middle is the Slovenian Slavko Vincic. He's assisted by Tomasz Klančnik and Andras Kovacic, also from Slovenia. Then we have Sandro Scherer as the fourth official, and the fifth official is Stefan de Almeida, both of whom are from Switzerland. In the video assistant room is the German Bastian Dankert leading the way, and he is assisted by Willy Delajorde from France and Ivan Bebek from Croatia. It's now time for both sets of teams to have their team photos taken. Brazil in their traditional yellow with green and blue trimmings, the famous yellow shirt of the Seleção, and the Atlas Lions are also in their traditional attire with red shirts and green shorts with some gold trimmings as well, to set them apart as Africa's finest. Referee Slavko Vincic has just placed the ball, waiting for the two captains to emerge from their team photos so the toss can be taken. But as I said, here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, it is a majority yellow stadium here today. So many Brazil fans making the trip up from South America, and there's of course plenty of Brazilian diaspora in the United States. But I also said that there's plenty of red as well. Morocco travel well, and they are very, very loud. So the interesting decision from Carlo Ancelotti as he takes over Brazil as the first ever foreign manager to lead Brazil into this tournament The question mark of who would start at right back has been answered. The pace of Roger Ibanez preferred to the experience of the likes of Danilo and Leo Pereira. And there were question marks also for Morocco as to who would start for them in defence alongside Issa Diop, whether it was the newly introduced Marwan Sadane or Shadi Riyad from Crystal Palace. And Mohamed Wahbi has elected to go with the Crystal Palace man as the natural left-footed centre-half alongside Issa Diop from Fulham. Shadi Riyad turns 23 in just a few days' time, 4 days' time to be exact, and I'm sure he will be more than happy to get 3 points in the opening group stage match. This is the first game for these two sides. Haiti and Scotland are also in this group. They'll kick off later on this evening as both players, or both sets of players, emerge from their final team huddles. As I said, Brazil in that famous yellow shirt, blue shorts, white socks. Morocco in their red shirt, green shorts, red socks. It will be Morocco who will kick us off from the New York, New Jersey stadium. We wait the whistle from Slavko Vincic. He blows and we are underway with Morocco blasting the ball into the corner flag region for a throw-in for Brazil, which they take quickly through Ibanez, and it's thumped forward by Marquinhos, bouncing around in the middle of defence there for Morocco. Diop didn't quite clear it as far as he'd like. Igor Thiago couldn't bring it under control, but Morocco do have things in their control at the moment. El Khanous on the near side touchline tries to take it away from Bruno Guimaraes, but he can't do so. Marquinhos will prod it forward, and then Casemiro will send it all the way back to Alisson Becker in the sticks for Brazil. Prodded forward towards Casemiro. He'll quickly turn it back to the Liverpool shot stopper. And again at the feet of the captain for both club and country, Marquinhos, captaining PSG to a back-to-back win in the European competitions, as well as being French League champion. Down the line from Douglas Santos. Is well cut out there in the midfield by Brahim Diaz, but he is taken out by a really poor challenge from Douglas Santos, the Zenit St. Petersburg left back. Free kick for Morocco. No foul or no yellow card issued by Slavko Vincic. And play gets back underway with the ball at the feet of Shadi Riyad, who plays it into the midfield, and well controlled there by LA Nawi. And now over the right-hand side come Morocco. Saibari plays it down the line. Hakimi on the overlap with the captain's armband. Tries to take it beyond Douglas Santos, but he's done well there, the Zenit defender. He's cleared his lines. Back over the halfway line in possession of the Atlas Lions. And towards the near side, Nusser Mazraoui, sporting a very shiny, bald head for this World Cup. Back at his club, Manchester United, he definitely had a full head of hair. Maybe that will bring a bit more luck for Morocco this time round. Mazraoui couldn't keep the ball in play there. Just trickled out of play for a throw-in on this near side, right on the halfway line. A first look at Carlo Ancelotti at a major tournament for Brazil. As I said, the first foreign manager ever to lead Brazil into a major tournament, let alone the biggest tournament on the planet. Morocco, meanwhile, can come forward with it on this near side with El Khanous. Up against Ibanez, trying to shift inside. He goes down, does El Khanous, and he's won a free kick there. Roger Ibanez just dangling a leg out, and a first free kick in a promising situation here for Morocco. The tricky feet of El Khanous, who is on loan at VfB Stuttgart in the German top flight, on loan from Leicester City in England. 4 goals, 5 assists in the German top flight for El Khanous. He'll be hoping to add to that from this free kick situation. The Brazilian players have lined up on the penalty spot. Targets will be the likes of Issa Diop. It's floated in. It's gone towards the far post. It's still bouncing around inside the penalty area over on the far side. It'll take Igor Thiago to clear his lines, but it will be picked up on the second ball by Hakimi. He fizzes it back towards Mazraoui over the halfway line. Still out there on the far side of the pitch for Morocco. Hakimi will chip it across towards Ayoub Bouadi, the young 18-year-old French-born Moroccan midfielder. Declared his allegiance for Morocco right before the start of this tournament. A massive inclusion for Mohamed Wounahbi's side in the middle of the park. Still out there on the far side of the pitch, Brahim Diaz has come short to pick up the pass, and he will play it across the pitch towards Mazraoui. Forward now towards Saibari. El Khanous tries to flick it round the corner for Unahi. It's cleared away by Brazil, and down the line goes Paquetá up against Mazraoui. That's Man United against Flamengo there, and Paquetá was a little bit hasty in the tackle. Morocco get away with it and play it back towards Bono in their own goal. Riyad will now send it long down the line, looking for Saibari. It bounces off the head of Marquinhos and kept in play by El Khanous. Here's Saibari now. Plays it along to Brahim Diaz. Out wide is Hakimi if he needs it. Diaz still going along. Out onto the far side touchline. Level with the 18-yard box. Hakimi fizzes it into Unahi. He tries to get it back towards Bouadi, but it's recovered instead by Diop. Back out wide with Hakimi. Unahi dances away from one. Still has it, Unahi. Plays it now to Diaz. Out wide to Hakimi once again. A crossing opportunity here for Morocco. Played back to the edge of the area for Diaz. There's plenty of yellow shirts in the way. Diaz gets a shot away. He's deflected before being thumped clear by Gabriel Magalhaes. And early signs of pressure forming from the Atlas Lions. Mohamed Wahbi, the coach for Morocco, only instilled less than 100 days ago as the head coach for the North African side. El Khanous, a couple of step overs against Ibanez, plays it back down the line for Mazraoui, and he takes it beyond. Ibanez gets into the penalty area, pokes it back towards Saibari. It's let go only as far as the shot coming in from El Nui, and a couple of deflections sees the ball cleared away. Only as far as Diaz over on the far side touchline. Morocco with all the pressure. Brazil trying to play their way out over on the far side, and they lose the ball again. It's going to be another throw in for Morocco on the far side, but what an opportunity there for Neil El Nui. The space opened up for him. He hits it into the ground, and it bobbles up before being easily cleared by Brazil. The pressure still mounting though from Morocco. El Khanous with a try from about 25 yards out, deflected and cleared away by Brazil, but again only as far as Diaz on the far side. All the pressure from Morocco in the opening 7 minutes here. Forward to Unahi, sliding the ball through. Saibari gets the shot across goal, but there's no one there to tap it home. Made that Hakimi with the ball across. He's appealing for a corner kick, but Slavko Vincic points to the penalty area and signals goal kick for Brazil. Strong early pressure here from Morocco. In the very early stages of the game, Brazil don't really look comfortable. Igor Thiago using his body well, brings Paquetá into play on the near side. Just a couple of paces away from the halfway line. Paquetá went down, the referees played advantage. That's a heavy touch though from Casemiro. And here come Morocco the other way, over on the far side. Diaz prods it forward towards Saibari. Saibari back to the feet of Diaz. It's a very fluid front four for Morocco. Both Diaz and Saibari switching positions very often. No recognised striker on the pitch for the Atlas Lions. Hakimi was a little bit lackadaisical there, and all of a sudden Brazil could come forward. Rafinha's making a run on the far side. Igor Thiago keeps hold of it, now brings Rafinha into play. Far side of the pitch has Douglas Santos available. Instead opts to go backwards towards Casemiro, across the line to Marquinhos, and now down towards this near side for Roger Ibanez. Back towards Marquinhos, the skipper. Every single Brazil player inside the Morocco half at the moment. Back again at the feet of Marquinhos. Casemiro comes into play. Guimarães on the turn. Can't quite find Igor Thiago. And Morocco can clear it only as far as Ibanez though, and he skips away from Bouadi. Here is Rafinha. He'll have a go. It's charged down by Issa Diop. And Morocco could come away with it with the youngster Bouhaddi. Playing towards his near side. Lovely touch from El Ghanous. And he can send Bouhaddi on his way again. Has Saibari on the left. Still driving forward with it. Is Bouhaddi. Down to his infield. Onto El Ghanous. Edge of the penalty area. Plays it out wide for Diaz, who gets the shot away. It deflects into the path of Hakimi. He goes up and clashes with a Brazilian player. He's down in the penalty area. And that's going to be a free kick for the Seleção. It looked like Gabriel was the one that went up for it alongside Achraf Hakimi. And the Paris Saint-Germain defender using a lot of his body there against the Arsenal centre-back. And it is going to be a free kick inside the penalty area. Of course, in the rankings before the tournament, I previously mentioned Morocco are the highest placed African side since 1994, when Nigeria were as high as the current position of the Atlas Lions, which is 7th. And Brazil, coming into this tournament, are 6th. So this is as even as a match can be at this summer's tournament, especially in the group phase. Not many chances we can say that, as Morocco pounds on another mistake. El Ghanous plays it to the edge of the penalty area. Saibari dances past one, still has it. Saibari goes down on the edge of the penalty area. The referee says no foul and instead awards a free kick to Brazil, as Casemiro went down under a challenge from Neil El Ainaoui. Just having a look there, a really poor touch from Casemiro himself, which allowed Morocco to break away. It was Azzedine Ounahi who went down just on the edge of the penalty area from a tackle from Casemiro. There wasn't much in that. And the referee awards the free kick in favour of Brazil. Getting things back underway with Alisson in the edge of his penalty area. Forward to Marquinhos. That's another loose ball there from Casemiro. And here come Morocco again, prodded forward by Diaz. Saibari, he wants to get the shot away. It's charged down. Picked up by El Ghanous on the near side. Into Mazraoui, Ounahi and Bouhaddi. It's all Morocco in the opening 11 minutes here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Infield to El Ainouni. Diaz back out wide towards Hakimi. Morocco just slowing things down just a touch. All the way at the back now with Shadi Riyad. And now towards the near side here with Mazraoui under pressure from Paquetá. Morocco play their way out of it. Saibari on this near side. Crosses over the halfway line, striding forward with it, about 35 yards from goal. Plays it down the line towards El Ghanous. Here is the Stuttgart man, plays it infield. Mazraoui. Shaped to go out to the far side. Mazraoui instead will poke it forward. The run was made by Saibari. The clearance isn't the greatest from Marquinhos, but Brazil do get away with it because Bruno Guimarães is fouled by the youngster Ayoub Bouhaddi. So that's going to be another free kick in favour of Brazil, and a chance maybe for the 5-time champions to catch their breath almost, because the press from Morocco has been relentless in the opening 12 minutes here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Still goalless though between these two, but chances have come more in favour of the Atlas Lions than the Seleção. Near side here with Marquinhos, plays it forward to Ibanez, who comes back into his own half, has to dribble away from a couple of players, and he is caught by Ismail Saibari. That looked pretty soft on the Brazilian defender there. Slavko Vincic saw Ibanez go down and awarded the free kick immediately. We're in the 13th minute here, and the match stats have just popped up. Brazil have had 1 shot in this game, compared to Morocco's 6 inside the first 13 minutes. Shows you how much pressure the African side have put on the South American giants. But here come Brazil over on the far side. It's Rafinha, plays it out wide to Vinicius Jr. Up against Hakimi, drives towards the byline. Vinicius Jr. gets the cross in towards Diogo Thiago. His header is so poor. He heads it into the ground, and it allows Morocco to clear their lines. What a golden opportunity for Brazil. Igor Thiago the player you want on the end of a cross like that. It glanced off the top of his head almost as he nodded it into the ground. Really big opportunity for the Seleção to take the lead, but they don't capitalise. Marquinhos again for Brazil. Back it goes towards Gabriel. Across the back line to Douglas Santos. And now back at the feet of Alisson Becker. Igor Thiago has only scored 1 goal for Brazil in his entire career. He'll be looking to add to that with a flick on out wide towards Vinicius Junior. It's just evaded the Real Madrid man. It's cleared away by Morocco. But as I said, he's a relative newcomer to the international stage, is Igor Thiago. He's got 2 goals in the yellow of Brazil in just 4 appearances. Both goals, though, did come from the penalty spot. So, if you are in need of a penalty taker, Igor Thiago is your man if you're Carlo Ancelotti. Marquinhos plays it towards his near side. 15 minutes gone at the New Jersey Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Still goalless between these two, but Brazil are starting to get into the game. Long ball from Marquinhos is well overhit, right into the hands of Yassine Bono, the veteran goalkeeper. Rolls it out underarm towards L.A. Nooney, and he went down under a pretty soft challenge from Igor Thiago. Wins the free kick regardless, but another opportunity to look at the header opportunity for Igor Thiago. There's plenty of Brazilian royalty watching on in the stands. Roberto Carlos, Kaká, Ronaldo will be licking their lips at a chance like that, but Igor Thiago spurns Brazil's best opportunity in the game so far. Throw in on the near side for the Seleção. Back infield from Ibanez, across the back line from Marquinhos to Gabriel, edge of the centre circle inside their own half. Brazil have it across the back line again towards Gabriel inside the centre circle now with Bruno Guimarães. Marquinhos plays it back to the Newcastle United midfielder, searching for any sort of forward movement. He isn't finding any. Has to go square again and out to the far side touchline. Douglas Santos plays it forward to Vinicius Junior. And a lot of the fans get up to see the Brazil number 7 in action. Perhaps the talisman for Carlo Ancelotti, having trained with him at Real Madrid in his previous post before taking up the role of Brazil manager. While a lot of eyes will be on Vinicius Junior, you shouldn't look past Rafinha from a Brazilian point of view. The top scorer for Brazil during qualifying for this tournament, with 5 goals to his name. He's had another stellar season with his club side, Barcelona being Spanish League and Super Cup champion with the Blaugrana. Brazil still have it over on the far side. Douglas Santos onto Vinicius Junior. Appeals for the ball going out of play from Morocco, but Vinicius keeps going, drifting infield, poked forward onto Paquetá. Comes to a standstill, and now here's Douglas Santos crossing one in towards Rafinha. He's chested it into the path of Thiago, but out came Bono, sharp off his line to claim the ball and clear his lines. He looked to send Saibari in there, but it's calmly dealt with by Gabriel. Now all of a sudden Brazil are trying to stamp their authority. Paquetá trying to slide one through towards Rafinha. It bounces the way of Casemiro. Near side here with Ibanez. Back again towards Casemiro. And prodded forward by Gabriel. Gets it back now from Bruno Guimarães. Forward pass from Rafinha. Didn't quite have the legs on it to reach Ibanez on the near side, and Mazraoui could come away with it for Morocco. On the near side touchline, plays it down the line for El Khanous. Fizzed back to Mazraoui. Controlled it very well, and Shadi Riyad under pressure from Thiago Unahi can't get away from 2 Brazilian players. And now here come the Seleção again. Rafinha drifts into empty space, slides one through. Vinicius couldn't bring it under control, but it's great defending from Hakimi. Thumbs up from Vinicius, because the pass from Rafinha was superb into the path of the Real Madrid man. The touch was almost perfect from Vinicius Jr., but Hakimi sticks a toe in the way and gives Brazil their first corner of the game. It's going to be taken from the far side of the pitch. I must say the advertising boards are pretty close to the touchline here at the New Jersey Stadium. Not a lot of room for the corner taker to get a full run up, but there's plenty of options inside the penalty area. The likes of Marquinhos and Gabriel are in there. It's going to be Bruno Guimaraes to take this corner from the far side. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger. The likes of Igor Thiago will also be looking to cause some trouble. Right arm raised by Guimaraes. It's a corner deep on towards the penalty spot. Only half cleared by Morocco. Only as far as Paquetá. The shot comes in, blocked and cleared away by Morocco. There's a chase on here from El Khanous alongside Douglas Santos, but the Zenit defender wins that race, plays it back towards Alisson, and Brazil will slow things down a touch. 20 minutes played at the New Jersey Stadium. Still goalless between Morocco and Brazil. And both sides have now opened up the opportunity to fashion out chances. Morocco doing so in the opening 10 minutes, but the second portion of the game has been dominated by the Seleção. They come forward again through Ibanez. Heavy touch there from Paquetá means that Morocco steal the ball away. Mazraoui fizzes it into the space, and Brahim Diaz will look to send Saibari through, and he's racing through on goal. He's lifted it over Alisson Becker, and it's Morocco who take the lead. Ismail Saibari with an inch-perfect run from an inch-perfect pass, and he lifts it over the onrushing Alisson to give Morocco the lead. Brazil 0, Morocco 1 in the 21st minute. What a start for Mohamed Wapi's side, who dominated the opening portion of the game. And it's Ismail Saibari who bags yet again. Lovely ball from Brahim Diaz right through the middle of the Brazil defence. No chance for either Gabriel or Marquinhos to get back towards Saibari. Alisson came off of his line very, very erratically, it has to be said. And Saibari, the coolest man in New Jersey, lifts it over the Liverpool shot stopper with ease, and it bounces once into the net. And it's Brazil 0, Morocco 1. The Atlas Lions are doing it again on the world stage. Ismail Saibari had a magical season for PSV in the Netherlands. 15 goals and 8 assists as they steamrolled their way to the title in Holland. And he's proving to be a valuable commodity once again on the international stage. Throw in on the far side for Morocco. Food for thought for Carlo Ancelotti. What does he say to his players after that? Right before the period of the hydration break. And in fact, that is the moment we do take the hydration break. Slavko Vincic points towards the technical area, and what a moment, or what a time for Morocco to get the lead and stop Brazil's momentum here with this hydration break. It's also a time to remind you that this is, of course, an unofficial studio stream. If you do want to watch the game, make sure to do so with your local provider. Brazil 0, Morocco 1 is the scoreline as we hit the hydration break period in the 23rd minute of the game. And I said before, at the very beginning of the broadcast that the Atlas Lions have been tipped to repeat their heroics from 4 years ago, and they're showing the world exactly what they mean. Plenty of pressure applied by Morocco in the opening phases of the game. As I said, at the 13th minute mark, they had 6 shots on the board compared to 1 for Brazil. They let the Seleção come into the game in the next 10 minutes. But one devastating pass from Brahim Diaz right through the heart of the Brazil defense, and a rare moment in Alisson's career where he sees red and just rushed out. It felt like it was a rash decision from the Liverpool keeper to run out and charge down Saibari. But as I said, the PSV man was cool, calm and collected with an inch-perfect lob over the oncoming Liverpool keeper. That's why the scoreline reads Brazil 0, Morocco 1. Saibari had 3 goals during Morocco's qualifying campaign for this tournament. Not the top scorer, that belongs to Ayoub El Kaabi, who sits on the bench for the moment for Mohamed Ouahbi, but he's definitely played his part in this game. That's his 10th goal for his nation, Ismail Saibari. Only El Kaabi, Brahim Diaz, Sofiane Rahimi and Achraf Hakimi have got more in this squad that have travelled to this tournament. We're ready to get things back underway from the hydration break. Play will restart with a throw-in on the far side for Brazil, taken by Douglas Santos back towards his own defenders. Gabriel will dribble towards the centre circle before playing it towards the near side. Marquinhos back to the Arsenal defender, Gabriel. Plays it again across towards this near side. Marquinhos and Gabriel just playing passes between each other. No holes opening up through this rigid Morocco defence. There was a nudge in the back on Vinicius Jr. on the far side by Hakimi. It's going to be a free kick out on the far side, which Brazil have taken quickly and short back towards their defence. Vinicius now goes for a long crossfield switch towards the near side in the direction of Ibanez, but it's overhit by the Real Madrid man. Going to be a throw-in on the near side for Morocco, about level with their own 18-yard box. Throw-in taken by Mazraoui. It's miscleared by Ayoub Bouadi, but Morocco do get away with it. Still on the near side, Mazraoui plays it down the line, and he's got it back off of the deflection, and here come Morocco again. Ball spread out towards the far side of the pitch. Hakimi will drive forward with it. Plenty of red shirts flooding forward. Hakimi still goes on and on, gets the shot away, but drags it wide. He wanted to go for glory. Achraf Hakimi had options left and right, and he's apologising to the rest of his teammates who were probably in a better position to receive the ball. He went for glory, but dragged his effort wide of the left-hand side post. And Brazil get things back underway. Ibanez pacing down the near side touchline, plays it to Rafinha. Plays it infield now into the centre circle. Casemiro under a lot of pressure, still has the ball. Goes down under a challenge from Bouadi, but the referee, Slavko Vincic, lets it go. Mazraoui poked forward into Diaz. Plenty of space inside the centre circle for him. Hakimi's out wide should he require it. Diaz still on the ball, far side of the penalty area. Now out wide to Hakimi. Gets it back to Diaz, about 20 yards from goal. Still out wide with Achraf Hakimi. Infield towards Unahi. Back to Bouadi now. Still far side of the pitch, down the right side channel. Bouadi's pass deflects off of Douglas Santos, out for a throw-in for Morocco. Press being applied by Mohamed Ouahbi's side. It is relentless. They are pouncing on every single mistake that Brazil are making. Throw-in taken on the far side. Hakimi. Diaz trying to dance away from a couple of players. He goes down on the far side. Douglas Santos commits the foul, and it's going to be a free kick in another dangerous position here for the Atlas Lions. A combination of Paquetá and Douglas Santos fouling the Real Madrid star. It's going to be a free kick. About level with the 6-yard box almost, but right on the far side of the pitch. Vinicius Jr. is the one-man wall right on the edge of the penalty area for Brazil. There's like 3 lines of Brazilian players zonally marking inside the penalty area. Hakimi raises his right arm, takes the free kick, curled in towards the near post, flicked on by El Nouni, cleared away at the back post by Gabriel, picked up though by the goal scorer Saibari. Forward to Diaz, flick around the corner, back through towards Saibari, gets the shot away, but it's blocked off by Brazil, only as far as Diaz. He tries to curl one towards goal, but the effort is weak, and it's into the hands of Alisson. Yet more opportunities for Morocco, and they can get another one here, because another loose pass is picked up by the Atlas Lions. El Khanous on the near side, plays it backwards in the direction of Mazraoui. It's gone past him, and Chadi Riyad has to clean up and send it back to Bono, who will send it long into the afternoon sky. Chested down by Marquinhos, but again it's pounced upon by a Moroccan player. El Khanous plays it forward. Unahi infield towards Diaz. Bouadi is making a run on the far side. Diaz continues alone. Still Diaz inside the penalty area. Bounces into the path of Unahi. Here is El Nouni. Bouadi out wide to the far side touchline. Poked forward into the path of Unahi. He gets the low ball in. There's no one there in a red shirt. It's only as far as Hakimi though on the edge of the penalty area, but he slices at the effort and it goes high and over the bar. Golden opportunity again goes begging for Morocco. Half an hour played at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Just saw a shot of Tom Brady, one of the great players of the American form of football here. He'll be pleased to see what's going on out on the pitch. Here is Mazraoui. Plays it back towards El Nouni. And across to the far side of the pitch now with Hakimi. On to Unahi. And it's probably back now again towards Issa Diop. And all the way at the feet now of Yassine Bono. Long crossfield ball from the Moroccan keeper towards the far side of the pitch. Headed clear by Douglas Santos and is prodded forward now here for Vinicius Jr. Advanced position this for Brazil. Edge of the penalty area. Played back there towards Guimarães. Pokes it on out wide. Vinicius Jr. to the byline. Inside the penalty area. Shifts onto the right foot. Curls one into the back of the net. That is superb from Vini Jr. Brazil needed a moment of magic to get back in the game. And who else but Vinicius Jr. to do it for the Seleção. His 10th goal in the colours of Brazil draws them level in New Jersey in the 32nd minute. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. He worked that beautifully onto his right foot inside the penalty area. Morocco gave him plenty of room to maneuver his way through the defenders, and there was no chance for Bono in the Moroccan net. Right into the far corner, he whips it in with pace, with precision, and there's just no stopping that. When Vinicius is in full flow, there's no stopping him. A rifle into the back of the nets. Just what Carlo Ancelotti needed, and the sea of yellow in New Jersey erupts to the sound of Vini Jr. We mustn't forget the pass from Bruno Guimarães through to Vini Jr. Took 2 defenders out of it. A lovely ball from the Newcastle man, and we're back to square one here in New York, New Jersey Stadium. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. And this is set up to be an absolute cracker once again between these two sides. Chip forward by Paquetá in the direction of Vinicius Jr. Thumped clear by Diop. Headed down by Gabriel, but only as far as a Moroccan player. And here comes Unahi for them. 4-5 players flooding forward. Here's Saibari, the goal scorer. Out wide to Diaz. Waiting for a forward run. Hakimi's there for support. Saibari plays it now to Hakimi, who turns away from Vinicius, but the Real Madrid man catches the Moroccan skipper, and that's going to be a free kick. Coming through the back of the Moroccan captain. It didn't look like there was too much in that from Vinicius Jr. on the first glance, but Hakimi certainly made the most of it. And we are going to have a free kick. Around about 25 yards from goal on the far side of the pitch. Definitely a crossing area. Vinicius Jr. is trying to get the Brazil fans behind the goal all loud and riled up. As I said, there's plenty of yellow inside the stadium, outnumbering the red. I'm sure that is playing a huge role in this game. Free kick then for Morocco. Hakimi will deliver in towards the penalty area. It's headed clear. Only as far as Diaz though. Morocco can pile on the pressure. Whipped in from Diaz towards the back post. Punched away by Alisson. Hakimi nods it back towards the centre circle. Morocco recycle. Mazraoui has to turn all the way back to Bono because the press from Rafinha is massive. Long ball from Bono towards Saibari, but it goes beyond everyone and into the hands of Alisson Becker. Immediate overarm throw out wide to Douglas Santos. On to Paquetá. On the far side touchline, it's Vinicius Jr. again. Snapped out of play by Hakimi. Throw in taken by Vinny himself. Back towards the defensive line. And across it goes from Gabriel towards Marquinhos. 10 minutes to go to the half-time whistle. Roger Ibanez on the near side touchline has to hurry the ball up to Marquinhos. A lot of pressure again from Morocco, but Ibanez does well to play out of it, and back it goes to Alisson. Here is Gabriel striding through the middle of the pitch. Guimaraes takes over and chips it forward. There's plenty of space here for Ibanez, but it's slightly overhit by the Newcastle man, and it's gone out of play for a throw-in. Mohamed Ouahbi is pretty animated on the touchline here, the 49-year-old. As I mentioned, he only took over from Walid Regragui in March of this year, less than 100 days before this big tournament kicked off. But he's had success, especially in the Moroccan ranks, having won the under-20 tournament, the under-20 version of this tournament with Morocco just last year. He knows the players, he knows the squad, he knows the country, of course, and how to get the best out of them. Bouadi will poke it forward here towards El Ainaoui. On to Issa Diop. Out towards the far side of the pitch. Hakimi forward towards Diaz. He went down, but picked up by El Ainaoui, but he gets tripped up. That's a very cynical foul, and a yellow card is brandished to Casemiro. First one of the game. A big burst of pace from Neil El Ainaoui, trying to pick up the pieces from the miscontrol from Brahim Diaz. He ran onto it with plenty of pace, and Casemiro had no option but to stick out a leg and trip up the Roma man. And he is the first player to enter the book in this encounter. Morocco wanted to take the free kick quickly, but Slavko Vincic is still having a few words with Issa Diop and some other players at the far post. Brazil have lined up inside the D as Morocco play the free kick short out towards the far side touchline. Trying to take it beyond him is Brahim Diaz. He tries to keep it in play, but he couldn't do so. And Vinny Jr., the man to stand up against his Real Madrid teammate, gets a little bit in his face with that defensive move, but it is a rocket of a goal from Vinny Jr. to draw these two sides level. Brazil play their way out from the back, forward towards Bruno Guimaraes down the line towards Paquetá. He gets nudged in the back by Shadi Riyad. It's going to be a free kick. Make that LA Nui the one to concede the foul. He's asking the question of, should it be a foul for him? Because he's signalling for an elbow from a Brazilian player. But Slavko Vincic gives the free kick to the Seleção. Here's Vinicius Jr. again. At the feet now of Casemiro. Across the line towards Marquinhos. Out toward the near side touchline. Rafinha trying to take it beyond Mazraoui. And the Man United defender clears his lines. Only as far as Casemiro. Picked up by Rafinha. Edge of the penalty area. Tries to dance away from Bouadi. The ball is still there on the edge of the Morocco penalty area. But the youngster from Lille does well to clear his lines. And he can lead the charge now. Pokes it forward. But it's just behind. Saibari and Brazil can intercept and can forward themselves. Casemiro onto Vini Jr. Heavy touch from the goal scorer, but it will bounce the way for Brazil. Going to be a throw-in out on the far side, taken quickly by Douglas Santos. Vinicius again. Nice touch to get away from 1, 2. Trying to make it 3, but a good starting challenge from LA Nui. Clears the ball only as far as Ibanez though. Brazil putting a lot of pressure right before the end of the half. Ibanez plays it forward to Igor Thiago. Can't use his body though. Good work by Shadi Riyad to clear his lines. Unahi tried to flick it on, but his opposition number 8, Bruno Guimaraes, is there to win it back. Here's Douglas Santos for Brazil. Far side of the pitch. Comes back in towards the centre circle. Now inside the Morocco half with Gabriel. Here is Bruno Guimaraes again, now inside the centre circle. Casemiro with a first time ball over the top, looking for the run of Rafinha. It's going to bounce into the path of Bono. He almost misjudged it in his interesting blue goalkeeping kit. 2 shades of blue on that goalkeeper jersey for Morocco. Long ball pumped forward in the direction of Saibari, nodded down by Gabriel. And here goes Casemiro again. Plays it out wide to the far side for Vinicius Jr. Up against Hakimi. Good defending from the Morocco skipper. Throwing out on the far side. The New York City mayor is in town. Zoran Mamdani watching on as Brazil come forward. Chipped into the area by Paquetá. Just over the head of Rafinha. And that'll go harmlessly out for a throw-in on the near side. Shots of Neymar have just appeared on the monitor in front of me. Very emotional moment when he was called up by Carlo Ancelotti to the national team. Hadn't been called up since 2023, Neymar. But he made his return to Brazilian football and got back into the squad. But at the moment, here come Morocco driving forward with Brahim Diaz. There's plenty of yellow shirts back, but it's Diaz trying forward. Here with Hakimi now. Chips it in towards the penalty area. Up in the air from Brazil. Not far out by the Seleção, but they get away with it. A nudge in the back from LA Nui, and that's going to be a cheap free kick conceded by the Roma man on the edge of the Brazil penalty area. Paquetá was the one to go down. Free kick. We're around about 4 or 3 minutes away now from the 45th minute mark. Of course, we're going to have some added time, perhaps 3 or 4 minutes. The match momentum graphic has just popped up in the bottom corner, and it's just a testament to how this game has gone. It's been an up and down sort of game. Both sides having their own long sustained periods of momentum. And of course, both sides profiting from those momentum charts. At the moment, it's Brazil building their own momentum on the near side with Ibanez and Rafinha. Poked forward now into the path of Guimaraes on this near side channel. He gets the cross in. It's blocked by Mazraoui, but it's won back by Guimaraes in the near side corner. He went down under a challenge. Play continues on though. Guimaraes tries to take it towards the corner flag. Plays it into the penalty area. Bouadi will try and dribble away with it, but he plays a loose ball. But it's recovered now by Brahim Diaz, and he will look to send Saibari away. But before he can do that, he is caught by Bruno Guimaraes. Will make that Roger Ibanez, and he's going to get another booking. Make that the second yellow card of the afternoon. Ibanez using a lot of force there on Brahim Diaz, and the Al Ali man is cautioned by Slavko Vincic. The second name to enter the book at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Free kick for Morocco, right on the edge of the centre circle inside their own half. Bouadi retreating to receive the ball from El Nui. And out towards the far side of the pitch now here with Hakimi. Infield to El Nui under pressure from Igor Thiago. The Roma man went down, nothing given by the referee. So here come Brazil right at the end of the half. It's Casemiro. Pokes it out wide towards Vinicius Jr. Paquetá makes a run behind him. Goes back to Douglas Santos. Here's Vinicius again. Chipping it forward towards Rafinha. Cut out by Morocco. And Brahim Diaz can dance away from a couple of players. The skillful Real Madrid man did a bit too much there. And Brazil win it back. Casemiro inside the centre circle. Forward to Rafinha. Tries to switch the play, but he is caught while doing so. And again, the protestation from the Moroccan players. They're not happy with the decision from Slavko Vincic. El Khanous was the guilty party in this instance. Free kick to Brazil. Round about 40 yards away from goal. It's going to be another set-piece opportunity to get the likes of Gabriel, Marquinhos, Igor Thiago onto the end of a cross. Morocco have lined up inside the D, so close to the edge of the D, maybe a metre or two away from it. Very spread out though are the Moroccan players. There's 3 Brazilians to the top of the penalty area, 2 towards the bottom. It's left for Guimarães to take it. The clearance is pretty calmly done by Bouadi. We're going to have 4 added minutes here at the end of the first half. Bouadi was making a lung-busting run forward. Unahi ignores it. Instead plays it towards Hakimi. Gets it back now from Bouadi. On to Hakimi, and now with Azzedine Unahi on the far side of the pitch. Hakimi poked back towards Bouadi. Here's El Nui. Brazil have got the numbers back now. And Issa Diop will play it now to Brahim Diaz, coming short to pick up the pass. About 40 yards from goal. Diaz plays it forward to Saibari. Now here's El Nui. Saibari turns it round the corner towards Diop. Out to the touchline here with Unahi. Hakimi is more infield now. Unahi has to poke it back again towards Issa Diop, and the press from Brazil forces Morocco to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Yassine Bono will thump it out towards the far side, but it's a poor clearance picked up by Douglas Santos. Nice touch there from Paquetá to lift it over Hakimi on the far side. Here is the Flamengo man again, driving at Bouadi, pokes it out wide to the far side touchline. Santos lifts it in. Paquetá goes for the spectacular, and it's turned behind by Bono. Sort of out of nothing there from Lucas Paquetá. Just a chip ball into the penalty area from Douglas Santos, and Paquetá goes for the scissor kick. Bounces towards the bottom corner, but Bono was alert to dive and push that away. Out for a corner. Brazil knocking on the door for the lead here. Going to be a corner on the near side. Can't quite see who the corner taker is. There's a host of bodies in the stands blocking the view. It's going to be Rafinha to deliver an in-swinger with his left foot. It's in towards the near post, flicked on, waiting for a player at the back stick. But it goes behind, and Marquinhos is asking the question here. Perhaps of a penalty or perhaps another corner. He's talking to Slavko Vincic as the captain here. The flick on from Marquinhos was fantastic. He was begging for a touch at the back post, but there was no one there. And there's no foul involved whatsoever. So it will just be a goal kick, which is sent long by the left foot of Bono in the direction of Saibari. It's looped up in the air. Unahi nods it forward. There's no one there, though, in a red shirt to chase this down. Ibanez will thump it clear. Up forward for Thiago. Thumped clear instead by Diop. Chested down by Diaz, but it's well run back by Guimarães. And into the final minute of the 4 added. Here come Brazil. Right at the end of the half. It's Vinicius Jr. up against El Nui. Has an option out wide. He gets put to the floor by El Nui, and that's a good challenge out there, and down goes Hakimi on the counter-attack by under a challenge from Paquetá. It's going to be another free kick for Morocco. No further yellow card brandished by Slavko Vincic. Just looking again at the challenge on Vinicius Jr. It didn't look like Hakimi won the ball there. Instead, he did hit Vinicius on the top of the foot. Maybe this could be checked here, because the studs were definitely planted on the leg of Vinicius Jr. But it seems to be all okay for now. The final few seconds of the first half trickle by. Long ball pumped forward by Bono from the free kicks, chested down by Rafinha, poked back towards Alisson, and he plays it across to Douglas Santos. But that will be the end of the first half here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. It started perfectly for Morocco in the opening 20 minutes when Ismail Saibari pounced on a superb through ball from Brahim Diaz to lift it over an onrushing Alisson Becker. But 11 minutes later, Vinicius Jr. showing his magic for Brazil, draws them level with a perler into the far corner. And that's why we have a halftime score at the New York, New Jersey Stadium of Brazil 1, Morocco 1.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
A warm welcome back to the unofficial studio coverage here of Brazil versus Morocco in this World Tournament group stage match. Scoreline is 1-1 at the break at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. My name is Jeswin Nenesari, delighted to continue on in this second half of what has been a pulsating first 45 between these two sides, the top two sides in this group C here at this tournament. The other two sides, Haiti and Scotland, will play a little bit later on this evening. The sun is starting to set in East Rutherford, New Jersey here, shining more on the stands than on the pitch, but there are plenty of players that are shining out on the field. Vinicius Jr. on one side for Brazil, the reason that they are level on terms with Morocco, but on the other side, Ismail Saibari, the goal scorer for the Atlas Lions, has looked lively, as has the entire Moroccan side. They've all looked up for it and ready for it as they now re-enter the pitch from the side of the pitch. It's not there, well, I should say from the goal line area of the pitch. Of course, this is a predominantly American football used stadium, used by the both New York Giants and New York Jets in the NFL in America. So the tunnels are not in the usual position of around about the midfield line. Both sides have had to come from the goal line almost to come on the pitch. So at the break, Brazil have made 2 changes, like-for-like changes almost, with Fabinho and Danilo coming on in place of Casemiro, and I couldn't actually see who the other change was, but definitely Fabinho and Danilo are on the pitch for Brazil as they will kick off this second half, kicking from right to left. There's a long ball pumped forward by Alisson towards the far side corner of the penalty area, hooked back in towards the penalty area, still not fully cleared by Morocco, but eventually they do glance the ball away. Inside Bari, the goal scorer, can't quite get it away from trouble. Instead, it's going to be picked up now by Brazil with the skipper Marquinhos, who will play it across to his centre-half partner Gabriel. And now here with the goal scorer Vinicius Junior. Back towards Gabriel inside the centre circle, and Marquinhos plays it across the back line, and there's Danilo getting his first touch of the ball. Brought it forward by the Flamengo man. He's on for Roger Ibanez. That's the alteration at the back. So both players that were booked in the first half have been withdrawn by Carlo Ancelotti. Still Brazil have it in the opening minute of the second half. Down the line from Marquinhos into the path of Rafinha, trying to take it away from Mazraoui on the far side of the pitch. He wants a goal kick. The assistant out there on the far side awards a corner to Brazil, and that is the first one of this second 45. Rafinha is going to be the one to take it out there on the far side. Going to swing it in with his left foot. Again, another sort of zonal marking system from Morocco inside the penalty area. They haven't made any changes to their initial 11. Movement inside the penalty area, waiting the cross from Rafinha, but we're all going to have to wait for a moment because Slavko Vincic wants to have a word with Shadi Riyad, the Crystal Palace defender. Maybe a bit overeager in his marking of Gabriel. But now is an opportunity here for Rafinha to curl this corner in. Little flat one towards the near post in the direction of Marquinhos. He's claiming another corner, and it does go his way. Morocco protests the decision, but Slavko Vincic firm in his view of what he saw. It's going to be a corner out again from that far side of the pitch. Same taker, Rafinha standing over this one. It's a curling again towards the near post, flicked on by Marquinhos again. It'll be picked up by Vinicius Junior on the near side of the pitch. Angling towards the penalty area, dancing away from a Moroccan player, but it's good work by El Ainoui. He'll poke it forward onto Diaz. On the near side touchline, driving forward with it for Morocco. Good use of the body from Fabinho to put the ball out of play for a throw-in. The opening sort of 2 or 3 minutes in this second half have belonged to Brazil. It's going to be Hakimi to take it. The throw-in gets it back from Bouadi, and again with the Lille youngster. Bounces into the path of the Moroccan captain, and he will poke it back now to Issa Diop. And it's now at the feet of Yassine Bono. Down the line again for Hakimi, under pressure from Paquetá, and a combination of him and Bruno Guimaraes had won the ball initially, but it looked like Bruno Guimaraes left a little bit too much in on Achraf Hakimi, and it's going to be another free kick for Morocco, and Hakimi is down and in some pain here, which is concerning for Morocco. It's a firm studs on the top of the boot from Bruno Guimaraes on the PSG defender. But he has sat up now as Achraf Hakimi. Everyone will be watching on. They don't want to see one of the best fullbacks in the world go out of the game. But he is back up. No assistance required from the medical staff, and we are able to carry things on again with this free kick, which Bono has taken over for Morocco. Opening 5 minutes of the second half at the New Jersey Stadium. Still Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Long ball pumped forward by Bono down the near side touch line. It will go out of play for a throw-in. Not the greatest clearance in the world by Yassine Bono. The shot of the substitute bench, seeing the figure of Neymar there, not in national team kit, wearing the training top. Here come Morocco though on the far side of the pitch. Mazraoui onto Unahi, out wide for Diaz. Back again with Unahi, Bouadi and Riyad onto Mazraoui once more. Here is El Khanous, out on the far side touchline, up against Danilo. Plays it infield, Bouadi. Couple of triangle passes from Morocco. Brazil now having to force them backwards. Hakimi back to full strength, almost full speed. Gets it back now from Saibar and he'll drive forward with it. Hakimi, good sliding challenge there from Douglas Santos. And possession changes hands. Near side here with Vinicius Jr. over the halfway line. Can drive at Diop. Still has it, Vinicius Jr. Driving towards the penalty area. Step overs galore. Angling for the touchline. The cross comes in. It's cleared away by Mazraoui. High into the afternoon, evening sky. And it's gone out of play for a throw-in. A good run from Vinicius Jr. with purpose at the start of this second half. Brazil have it again with Fabinho. Played forward now to Danilo. Gabriel. Now here's Marquinhos. Back out with the Flamengo defender Danilo. Trying to play the ball down the line in the direction of Rafinha, but it's overhit by the substitute and it goes harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. Carlo Ancelotti takes his seat on the bench and his opposition in the dugout, Mohamed Ouahbi, is animated as per usual in a very stylish grey suit with the white shirt, grey pants. On the other side, a more formal black suit from Carlo Ancelotti. Long ball pumped forward by Diop down the line. Again, it's skewed out of play for another throw-in, and Morocco are almost having to pay the price because a throw-in was taken quickly by Vinicius and Igor Thiago was seizing the opportunity. Bono put his hands up well to deny the Brentford man, but Brazil still have it in their possession. Here's Fabinho. Played backwards by Paquetá. Douglas Santos into Paquetá again. Across the pitch it goes, Danilo. Out wide to the far side of the pitch now. Here's Rafinha up against Mazraoui. Dances away from him. Gets to the byline. Puts the low ball in. Cleared away by Riyad. Picked up again though by Brazil over on the far side. Danilo can't step away from the tackle. But another opportunity for Igor Thiago goes begging. The throw-in was taken very quickly by Douglas Santos. Very quick thinking to send Thiago in. And the camera almost missed that opportunity. That's why I sounded so shocked when the opportunity fell the way of the Brentford man. But alas, Bono put his hands up to prevent the opportunity. Here's Paquetá meanwhile for Brazil. Near side now towards Vinicius Jr. off the touchline. Plays it infield and gets it back from Paquetá. Guimaraes tries to play the ball through the legs of a Moroccan man, but he loses out. And Diaz has it now on the near side for the Atlas Lion. Down goes El Nui in the middle of the park. Referee will play advantage instead. But Morocco have lost the ball. And now here's Vinicius Jr. driving towards goal. He is nudged in the back. The referee says play on. Guimaraes onto Igor Thiago. He lets it run for Vinicius. And Hakimi steps in at the vital moment to win it back for Morocco. He gets sideswiped by Fabinho. And that's going to be a free kick for the Atlas Lions. And the pressure dissipates from that Brazil momentum. Fabinho using the traditional Sunday League tactic. Ball or man, not both, can get past Slavko Vincic. I'm not sure if he actually showed a yellow card there to Fabinho, but Hakimi has been through the wars, it has to be said, at the start of this second half. 10 minutes gone at the New Jersey Stadium. Brazil 1, Morocco 1 in this opening encounter of Group C. Diaz on the near side touchline. Can't get away there from Douglas Santos, but he is going to win himself a throw-in right under the nose of Carlo Ancelotti and his technical area. And Brazil are asking the question of time wasting here by Morocco, and the countdown is being initiated by Slavko Vincic. Hakimi now is obliged to take the throw-in, and he's gone for a long crossfield switch across the back line towards Mazraoui, and he's done well to bring it under control, and he's got a full steam ahead here. Mazraoui driving forward with it. Out wide to Unahi. Further out wide to El Khanous. Edge of the penalty area. Tries to shift onto his right foot. Tried to play the pass in behind there. Diaz tries to win it back and is thumped clear by Paquetá. Douglas Santos heads it forward and Vinicius brings it under control nicely. Paquetá again. Goes down under a challenge. The referee eventually blows for a free kick. For Brazil, Paquetá has been very instrumental actually in the middle of the park. El Khanous was the one to commit the foul. Free kick taken by Brazil on this near side. Douglas Santos plays it across the back line to Marquinhos, and the ball goes out wide to the far side. Danilo plays it back infield to Marquinhos, and again now with Gabriel looking for any sort of option. It plays it back across now to Marquinhos, and again here with Danilo. Fake to go over the top there. Rafinha had made the run, but instead Brazil keep it with the back line. Gabriel strides over the halfway line. A little bit of a heavy touch, but he gets away with it. Douglas Santos onto Vinicius Jr. An audible exclaim from the Brazilian fans as soon as Vini Jr. touches the ball. It's out on the far side instead here with Rafinha. Danilo's continued to run out on the far side, but it's going to be well left by Neil El Ainoui. That ball will trickle out of play for a goal kick. And once again, the pressure dissipates from the Brazilian momentum. And Morocco will have a goal kick, which is played short by Bono, and a foul has been committed inside the penalty area on El Ainoui. I think that was Igor Thiago laying the wood on the Roma midfielder, who has come into the penalty area a couple of times to receive the goal kick short. Igor Thiago just using the superior body strength to push El Ainoui to the floor. He's asking the question. He's been attacked a couple of times, El Ainoui, on trying to receive the ball from Bono's goal kicks, but no cautions have been issued for such challenges. So Bono will take this free kick long with his left foot, aiming towards Saibari, headed up and away by Fabinho, but only as far as Brahim Diaz, who will try and take it beyond Douglas Santos on the near side. Has Paquetá also for company. Diaz angling towards the corner flag. Good defending there from Douglas Santos, and Paquetá will come away with it. Plays it backwards towards Guimarães, and now here it is Gabriel Magalhães. Back at the feet now of Alisson Becker, under a lot of pressure from the Moroccan players. Brazil play it across the back line and play it further forward. Rafinha goes down under a challenge. He's won that one. And it's going to be a free kick for Brazil. I think he bought that one pretty easily there, did Rafinha. And Brahim Diaz on the previous exchange on the near side was claiming that Lucas Paquetá had struck him in the face, and on the replay it looked like he did. He might have had a reason to complain, but definitely not enough to instigate a foul. Here come Brazil over on the far side here with Rafinha up against Mazraoui, driving towards the corner of the penalty area. Still has it, Rafinha pokes it out to the edge of the D. Paquetá's touch lets him down slightly, Picked up though by Vinicius. He plays it out to the edge of the penalty area. Fabinho back towards Danilo. And now here's Marquinhos towards the near side here with Douglas Santos. Vinicius Jr. turns away from the Moroccan defenders. Every single Moroccan player is behind the ball inside their own half. Marquinhos. Danilo out to the far side here with Rafinha up against Mazraoui. He's been stuck to him like glue this entire game, Noussair Mazraoui. Here's Gabriel. Poked forward to Paquetá. Douglas Santos onto Vinicius Jr. Near side touchline. He plays it infield. There's no one wearing a yellow shirt there to pick up the pieces. And here come Morocco. But Chadi Riyad has to turn backwards because there's no one in a viable position to go forward with. On the near side now with Issa Diop. He's going to go long. But again, it's sort of into no man's land. An aimless clearance from Issa Diop. And the ball ends up at the feet of Fabinho here for Brazil. Here is Paquetá chipping it forward down the line, looking for Vinicius. It's intercepted by Hakimi, and the give and go with him and Bouadi can send Morocco on their way. El Ainoui out wide on the far side here for Bilal El Khanous. Back infield it goes to El Ainoui. Gets it back now from Riyad. But he plays a loose ball, and Thiago can send Guimaraes on his way, but the pass is too heavy for Bruno Guimaraes. And Ayoub Bouadi can clear up the danger. Plays it back to Bono, and he'll chip it over Vinicius Jr. back into the path of Ayoub Bouadi, and he gets nudged in the back by Vinicius Jr. That's going to be a free kick for Morocco. An hour gone here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, and Brazil are going to make another pair of changes. I saw the number 9 of Mateus Cunha stripped and ready to come on. And so too the number 21 of Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique, another Brazilian at Zenit St. Petersburg. He's going to be coming on, and going off will be Lucas Paquetá and Igor Thiago. So a straight swap up front between Thiago and Mateus Cunha. Luis Enrique, more of a winger than a number 10, will come in place of Paquetá, and that will probably send Rafinha through the middle for the rest of this game. Long ball pumped forward by Bono. Bounces into the Brazilian half, and under control here with Danilo, the veteran defender. Spent so many years at the top level with Real Madrid, Manchester City and Juventus, now plying his trade back in his native Brazil with Flamengo. Here is Gabriel Magalhães, scanning for any sort of option. Picks it up now off of Danilo, played forward into the path of Rafinha. Again, mentioned, he's come more central now for Brazil. Issa Diop has to poke it back towards Bono. The pressure from Rafinha is applied, and Bono has to go long. First time up towards Saibari. It bounces down for Brazil. Douglas Santos across the back line to Danilo. Out wide here, first touch the ball for Luis Enrique. Now at the feet again of Marquinhos. Gabriel. Brazil just creeping closer and closer to the halfway line. Douglas Santos will play it into the Moroccan half now. Guimaraes went down, and the referee spotted the infringement, and he's going to give the free kick here to Brazil. Saibari was the one to commit the foul on the Newcastle man. And we get a great view of the incident from RefCam. The camera mounted upon the earpiece of Slavko Vincic. It's mounted on the earpiece of every referee at the World Cup, and a lot of blood actually gushing from the mouth of Fabinho here. Not a pretty sight as the blood dribbles down his chin, so he's going to have to come down to the touchline and receive some sort of treatment. Meanwhile, Morocco are going to prepare a double change of their own. Sunderland's Chemsedine Talbi is going to come on. And so too is the midfielder Samir El Mourabet from Strasbourg. They'll come on in the places of Bilal El Khanous. So that'll be a straight swap out wide from a Morocco point of view. And in the middle, Azzedine Ounahi is the other player to be withdrawn. So El Khanous off and Ounahi off. And in their places come Chemzadine Talbi and Samir El Mourabet. El Mourabet is more of a box-to-box midfielder rather than the attacking number 10 that Azzedine Ounahi was in this game. 33 appearances in the French top flight for Strasbourg for Samir El Mourabet. And instead it's Brahim Diaz actually. I thought I saw the number of Bilal El Khanous go up, but Brahim Diaz has instead come off the pitch. That's interesting. So Chemzadine Talbi is on the pitch, and so too is Bilal El Khanous. That's a little bit confusing. The number 23 definitely went up on the fourth official's board, but El Khanous stays out, and instead it's Brahim Diaz who's come off for Morocco. So that is Ounahi and Brahim Diaz off instead of El Khanous. Brazil still down to 10 though, because Fabinho is still receiving treatment on the near side touchline as Luis Enrique went down, won the free kick, and he's played it quickly here with Brazil leading the charge. Cunha on the far side touchline up against Riyad. Has to turn away from the Crystal Palace man, chipped over the top by Danilo into the path of Enrique, but it's thumped clear instead by Mazraoui. Fabinho is back up on the pitch now. So Brazil back to 11. Down the line here from Vinicius. Rafinha's made the run. Cross goes into the middle. It's headed clear. Only as far as Enrique, far side of the penalty area. Turns away from one. Edge of the penalty area now. Sends it down the line. Danilo, low ball across, is blocked and cleared away by Neil El Ainoui. Brazil keeping the press alive though. Recycling across towards this near side. Here's Vinicius Jr. again. Across the pitch it goes. Danilo down the line for Enrique. Has Bruno Guimaraes making the run inside the penalty area. Fizzes one across, and it was begging to be tapped home by Cunha. But they can't get a telling touch. Rafinha instead in the penalty area. Couldn't get a toe on it. And that ball flashed across the face of goal from Bruno Guimaraes. But there was no one in a Brazilian shirt there to tap it home. It goes out of play for a throw-in instead on the near side. But what an opportunity for Brazil in this second half. Free kick for Morocco towards this near side, and I think there was a head injury here because Slavko Vincic just called for the medical team to come on here for Morocco. Looks like it's Ismail Saibari that is the one to go down, but the referee is also going to use this stoppage in play to point to the substitutes bench because it is the hydration break time at the New Jersey Stadium. The 68th minute of this game. Brazil 1, Morocco 1 is the scoreline. No changes to the first half outcome. And here's a good opportunity now for everyone to grab a drink. I wonder what the message will be from Mohamed Ouahbi to his players, because they've been under a lot of pressure in this second half. It has to be said Brazil have been the better side in the second 45. But so far Bono hasn't had all too much to do. He had to make the save from Igor Thiago earlier on in the second half, but since then he hasn't been desperately troubled by any of the forward players from Brazil. And I wonder what the message will be from Carlo Ancelotti himself to the Brazilian team. Different dynamic now up front with Matheus Cunha leading the line rather than Igor Thiago. More fluid front four now for Ancelotti rather than the big target man presence that Igor Thiago had. It'll be interesting to see how this game goes. You see Bruno Guimaraes is getting his hamstring worked on, his right hamstring, just to loosen him up a little bit more before we get things back underway for what remains of this group stage encounter between Brazil and Morocco at the New Jersey Stadium in East Rutherford. Hydration break is now over. Both sets of players have returned to the field of play. And in the 70th minute, Slavko Vincic will blow his whistle and we will get things back underway with a free kick for Morocco on this near side of the pitch. Still waiting for the official whistle from Slavko Vincic. Issa Diop is ready to take this free kick. And now comes the whistle and we are back underway. Chip ball down the line from Diop into the region where Talbi is waiting. Is poked in instead here for El Ainoui. El Murabet took over there before the ball is cleared away by Douglas Santos. Chested down here by Matheus Cunha. Poked forward towards Vinicius. He swings it high into the evening sky. Guimaraes is challenging forward in the middle of the park and Bouadi comes away with a nice pass from the Lille man. Here's Hakimi. Plays it backwards towards Diop. Under pressure from the ever-pressing Rafinha. Across the back line it goes. Shadi Riyad. Forward to Bouadi. Gets it back now. Ayoub Bouadi. Plays it across the back line again. Here's Issa Diop. Near side. Coming towards the touchline. Diop will play it infield. Nice ball from Saibari to bring Hakimi into play. And he'll send it forward for Talbi, who makes a lovely turn. Jemzadine Talbi can't quite find the ball out wide, but it's still in possession with Morocco. Mazraoui plays the ball forward, looking for Saibari. Flag stays down for the moment. Saibari's shot is deflected behind for a corner. Still no flag, but now it does come from the near side assistant referee. Saibari, haven't heard his name called much in this second half, and he ghosted in behind Marquinhos, but the run was made maybe just a touch too early. He was very close on that replay, actually. But because it didn't end up in the back of the net, it won't be checked. And so, play continues from that offside free kick for Brazil. Marquinhos plays it across the back line to Gabriel. Douglas Santos forward to Cunha, who's picked up a position on the near side touchline. Cleared away by Hakimi. Here's El Murabet. Couldn't bring it under control. Gabriel deals with the danger. Back towards Alisson. And Danilo will let it run to poke it down the line. Gets it back from Enrique, but a heavy touch there from the veteran defender. Gives the ball back to Ayoub Bouadi. He will instead play it back towards the goalkeeper Bono. Here is Shadi Riyad. On to Bouadi once more. Still inside their own half here, Morocco. El Murabet. And Bouadi coming towards this near side. Plays it forward onto the foot of Hakimi. Talbi tries to get on the end of it. Chipped forward by Bouadi and cleared away by Brazil. Here's Diop. Back now at the feet of the goalkeeper Bono. Rafinha engages the press again. Vinicius will oblige to do the same. Hakimi tries to play his way out of trouble and he's won a free kick. Yet again, Fabinho is the one to trip up the Moroccan captain. And there's plenty of footballing royalty and celebrity royalty in the stands. Long ball cleared by Bono. Headed up by Danilo. Taken under control by Bouadi. He's very silky on the ball. the young 18-year-old Ayoub Bouhaddi. Here is Hakimi on the near side. Played forward to El Morabet. Saibari on the near side touchline. Plays it back in field. And now here he goes again. Saibari drifting through the middle of the pack. Plays it out towards the far side. There's a lot more space here for Morocco. Out on the far side touchline, it's El Khanous. Has two for company. Plays it back to El Morabet. Lovely reverse ball for Mazraoui, who plays a low ball into the area. And it's thumped away by Fabinho. And out of play for a throw-in on the far side. Final 15 minutes here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. And now we're seeing the pressure being applied by the Atlas Lions. Shadi Riyad into the path of Bouhaddi. Under pressure from Guimaraes. Back it goes towards Yassine Bono. Looks to go long, instead plays short towards Shadi Riyad. Opens his body up for the long ball forward, but there's no one wearing red chasing on to the end of this one. Alisson will saunter out of goal to play it back towards Marquinhos. Here is Gabriel. On to Douglas Santos. Another pair of changes being readied by Mohamed Wahbi. Vinicius comes to a standstill. Douglas Santos. Back it goes towards Gabriel. Danilo takes over from Marquinhos. Again across the back line towards Gabriel. Brazil just happy to play it between themselves for now. Of course, both of these sides have to play Haiti and Scotland. Brazil will take on Haiti in Philadelphia on the 19th of June. Whereas Morocco will entertain Scotland on the same date in Boston. And then on the 24th of June, both of these sides will kick off at the same time. Brazil against Scotland in Miami. Morocco against Haiti in Atlanta. Both sides on a point at the moment. Can either side take the winning point, take the winning goal, and take all 3 points in this opening group encounter? Here is El Nui. Forward to El Morabet. Gets it back from El Nui. The Strasbourg man plays it across the pitch towards Mazraoui on the far side. Infield to Saibari. El Morabet again. Forward to Bouhaddi. Gets it back from El Nui again. Near side for Issa Diop. Back again at the feet of El Nui. Morocco just passing it around inside the Brazil half. El Nui comes free once more towards the near side touchline. Hakimi picks it up now. About 35 yards from goal. Poked back in the direction of El Nui. Here's Talbi poking it forward. Saibari, I don't think he was expecting it, but he picks up the pass anyway. Near side channel, plays a reverse ball to Talbi. Here is El Nui. Saibari again, near side touchline. Shapes the cross. Instead will still keep hold of it. Tries to scoop one away from a defender. And Talbi will pick it up. Play the low ball across. There's no one there. And it's stabbed away by Danilo. And it's going to be headed out of play for a throw-in. But Bouhaddi will take it quickly. And I'm not sure if Mohamed Wahbi was too pleased with that decision, because he wanted to bring the subs on instead. Morocco still have it though. Here is El Nui. Diop. Slowing things down just a touch. Back it goes to the goalkeeper Bono. Long ball pumped forward by the Al Hilal keepers. Headed down by Marquinhos. It bounced right off of El Morabet, but fortunately for the Brazil captain, it bounced his way. And Alisson could clear his lines. Taken down by Cunha really nicely. And he looks to send Vinicius Jr. on his way. That is an inch-perfect pass from Cunha. Jr. pulls the ball back. The shot comes in from Rafinha, but it's straight down the throat of Yassine Bono. You can see how lightning quick Brazil are on the break. The ball from Matheus Cunha into the path of Vinicius was perfect. The cutback from Vinicius into the path of Rafinha was also spot on. And the first time shot from the Barcelona man went straight down the throat of Yassine Bono. And he's a bit slow to get up here because he's clutching the back of his left leg here. And that is not great news from a Morocco point of view. I think we are now going to see the double change that was planned earlier on by Mohamed Wahbi. I think another change is in the offing also for Brazil. Looks like Danilo Santos is going to come on in central midfield, perhaps in place of Bruno Guimaraes. We'll wait to confirm that one. And the double change here for Morocco. We're going to see Anas Salah Eddin come on in place of Nusser Mazraoui at left back. And now Bilal El Khanous will come off. And it's going to be a German league man for another German league man in the form of Ayoub Amemouni Eshkuyab, a 21-year-old from Eintracht Frankfurt, comes on in place of Bilal El Khanous. Brazil are going to make that change, and it is the one that I foresaw. Bruno Guimaraes coming off for Danilo Santos. Some fresh legs in the middle of the park. That's the final alteration for both sides in this one. Scratch that. Morocco still have one more change to make. Brazil have now used their full quota of substitutes in this game. 10 minutes to go at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. The game is still on a knife edge. Brazil won, Morocco won. It's anyone's game. At the moment, Morocco have it in possession at the feet of Yassine Bono. He seems to be okay after feeling something in the back of his left leg. Pumped forward by Diop. It's long in the direction of Amemouni Eshkuyab. It's going to be recovered by Brazil, and Fabinho will turn away from trouble. Back towards Gabriel Magalhães. Over to Marquinhos. Brazil happy to just play around the back. Forward it goes towards Luis Enrique. Further forward by Danilo, but that's going to be intercepted. And here's Amemouni Eshkuyab. Dances away from Fabinho. Plays it out wide towards the far side. Here is El Morabet. Onto the far side. Salah Eddin's cross is charged down. That will bounce away. Picked up again though by Salah Eddin. Here's Bouadi. Played back towards Diop. And now here's Achraf Hakimi, near side touchline. Plays it on to Amemouni Eshkuyab. Dances away from one, but plays a loose ball. And now Vinicius Jr. can send Rafinha on his way. Over on the far side of the pitch. Up against Shadi Riyad. Rafinha. Level with the penalty area on the far side of the pitch. A Moroccan player went down out of shot. Brazil carry on with it. Danilo Santos plays it on towards this near side. Douglas Santos. Here's Cunha. Driving into the penalty area. Cunha still going inside the penalty area. Has a go towards goal. He was sliding towards the penalty area and he's won a corner. Bouadi protests that decision. But Cunha is getting the Brazil fans up behind Yassine Bono's goal. Have a look at the replay to see who the last touch came off of, and it definitely came off of Matheus Cunha. Bouadi was celebrating as if it was a goal kick. But I think now the referee has been told that the decision was wrong and it is indeed going to be a goal kick. So the emotions can calm down just a touch. And Morocco will restart things with a goal kick. Long it goes towards Diop. That's a loose ball though from Issa Diop, and Rafinha was charging in there. Luckily for Diop, Bono was sharp off of his line. And he manages to clear the ball away to safety. A big opportunity there, and Yassine Bono has felt the brunt of that, clutching his right arm here. It was a really loose pass from Issa Diop. Really sold his goalkeeper there. Almost sold his goalkeeper. But thankfully for him, Bono well off of his line and took the brunt of that hit from Rafinha, clutching immediately at that right shoulder. He offered the apology there, did Rafinha, to the goalkeeper. It's the second time now that Yassine Bono has required some treatment, and I fear this might be a lot more serious than the first instance. The medics have rushed onto the pitch here for the Moroccan shot stopper. And he seems to be in a lot of discomfort. Working that right shoulder are the physios at the moment. Now on the bench for Morocco, Munir El Kajoui, the 37-year-old goalkeeper, is available. So too is the 30-year-old Ahmed Tagnauti. Last time that Tagnauti had made an appearance was way back in 2019 against the Gambia. Meanwhile, Munir El Kajoui made his last appearance in just earlier this month. In fact, in the friendly victory against Madagascar, the 4-0 victory that the Atlas Lions recorded right before their tournament began. And indeed it is Munir El Kajoui who is doing some warm-ups, but Bono is back up on his feet and he seems to be okay. He's still working that right shoulder, not completely convinced. In the stands, Zinedine Zidane in attendance here. As I said, there's plenty of footballing royalty at this tournament. Had a shot previously of the Brazilian legends in the crowd who have won this tournament before. It's now up to those donning the Seleção shirt now to make it 6 times and end the drought that has been going on for 24 years. Plays back underway here with Matheus Cunha on the near side touchline. Plays the ball in towards the penalty area. Good interception there from Diop, and Bouhaddi will try and dance away from danger. He's done really well today. Ayoub Bouhaddi still soldiering forward. Plays a little bit of a loose ball though, and Brazil recover. Just less than 5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. I assume we're going to have a fair chunk of added time at the end of this one, given the injury concerns to Bono and of course the hydration break that was taken midway through this second half. Brazil have it over on the far side. Now here with Marquinhos, played across the back line towards Douglas Santos on this near side. On to Vinicius Jr. on the halfway line, but he loses out to a pair of Moroccan players. Bouhaddi once again stepping into the challenge. Here's Hakimi. Gets it back from El Morabet under pressure from Vinicius Jr. Kept in play nicely there by Hakimi. Back it goes to Diop. Under plenty of pressure from Rafinha. He's going to be all over him in these final few stages. Back it goes to Bono. Looks to be fine as he plays the ball across to Shadi Riyad. Infield again to Bouhaddi, who applauds the Crystal Palace man. Plenty of space for the Lille midfielder to run into. Here's El Morabet. Near side of the centre circle. Plays it back towards El Nui. Riyad, lovely touch to get away from Luis Enrique. On the far side here with Salah Eddin. Shemseddine Talbi takes up the left winger position now. Driving at the defence, getting towards the byline. His cross takes a ricochet in towards the penalty area. Cleared away by Marquinhos. Still out there for Morocco on the far side of the pitch. Still in the Brazil half. Once again in the centre circle here with Bouhaddi. Played forward towards Hakimi on the near side touchline. Bouhaddi becomes free once again. Back in field towards El Nui. El Morabet and Bouhaddi. The young midfielders just playing a couple of triangles between themselves. Here's El Nui once more. Back with Issa Diop. He goes for a long ball towards this near side. Ahmed Munieshgiab was the target. Headed clear by Brazil. Hakimi picks it up. And there's that man again. Bouhaddi down the line for Ahmed Munieshgiab. Up against Douglas Santos. He's curled one in towards the penalty area. Headed down by Marquinhos into the path of Douglas Santos. And a touch comes off of the Frankfurt man. And that will trickle out of play for a throw-in on the near side. Morocco are going to make their final alteration of the game. And it is going to be the goal scorer, Ismail Saibari, who is going to be withdrawn. That lovely lofted effort over the oncoming Alisson, which gave Morocco the lead. That's really all that Saibari's done in this game. We haven't heard his name really in the second half. He's come off, and on in his place comes the number 9 of Sofiane Rahimi. plying his trade in the UAE for Al Ain. Slice clearance there from Douglas Santos forced Brazil to put the ball out of play for a throw in there. Unnecessary from a Seleção point of view. So chance for Morocco to strike late in the day. Mohamed Ouahbi's side looking to record another famous victory over Brazil. Bouadi on the near side touchline goes down and wins a free kick. I think he bought that foul. Vinicius Junior not too happy with that decision, and Slavko Vincic is having a word again with the Real Madrid winger, making sure he's not too chatty to the Slovenian official. It's going to be Samir El Mourabet with his left foot to deliver this free kick. It's a drilled one towards the far side of the penalty area. Tested down out there on the far side by Salah Eddin. Played back to Talbi. Still on the edge of the penalty area. Good spin there from Salah Eddin. Poked back out wide towards Talbi, but good defensive work by Luis Enrique to come away with it. And here goes Cunha for Brazil. Trying to step away from one too many Moroccan players. He gets taken down. Free kick is awarded for Brazil, conceded by Neil El Ainoui. Cunha, the substitute, winning that free kick, and we're going to have 10 added minutes at the end of this game. Now Vinicius Junior has gone down under a challenge from Achraf Hakimi, and it's right in front of the Brazil bench here. They were all up in arms asking for a card at least for Achraf Hakimi. Nothing given. Free kick is taken quickly by Douglas Santos. To repeat that, that's 10 added minutes at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Still Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Reverse ball forward into the penalty area. Rafinha's made the run, gets to the byline, waits for an option. It comes back towards Danilo Santos, but he can't get a touch on it. Kept in play by Douglas Santos on the near side. Reverse ball towards Vinicius Junior. One back though by Morocco. And now maybe they can spring a counter here. El Mourabet will instead go backwards towards Issa Diop. And Bono will stretch to keep hold of that ball before thumping it long towards the far side. Talbi was a target. Good header down by Danilo. And here come Brazil once more. Fabinho towards the near side here with Douglas Santos. Here's Vinicius Junior. Step over to get away from Hakimi. Gets to the byline. The final touch comes off of the Moroccan captain. That's going to be a corner. Vinicius Junior causing all sorts of problems on this near side. Hakimi barking at his teammates. Didn't get much support there on that near side as Vinicius Junior was dribbling towards him. And we're going to have a corner kick in swinger to be taken by Mateus Cunha. 3 Brazilian players lined up on the penalty spot. Again, the zonal marking system from Morocco in play inside the penalty area. We wait for the whistle from Slavko Vincic. He's watching all the movement inside the penalty area. Now we get the whistle. It's going to be chipped in by Cunha towards the top of the keeper. It's punched away pretty emphatically by Bono. There wasn't really much pace on that cross, but Cunha will have another go at it. He tries to take it beyond the last man again. He's going to win another corner. Rahimi it was, putting in the sliding challenge. And Cunha's come over to take this one again. On the near side. Brazil get the bodies back in the box. This one a bit more purpose on it, and again punched away by Bono, only as far as Rafinha. Out towards the far side here. Douglas Santos plays it inside. Luis Enrique gets the shot off, but it's straight down the throat of Yassine Bono. Made that Douglas Santos getting the shot away after the pass from Luis Enrique. And maybe the ball across towards a freestanding Marquinhos was the better option. But Danilo Santos maybe saw his name in lights there and took the shot on straight down the throat of Bono. 3 out of the 10 have been played here. Chip forward by Hakimi. All of a sudden Rahimi's got in behind here. Up against Marquinhos. Has to turn away from the PSG defender. Back he goes to Amemouni Eshkiab. Near side of the penalty area. Played back to El Mourabet. Rahimi stayed on side. Shapes a cut inside. Left-footed cross in from Rahimi. Headed clear by Danilo. Bouadi brings it under control. Still inside the Brazil half. Hakimi, Bouadi, El Morabet, near side. Level with the 18-yard box. Near side touchline. Hakimi. Amemuni Eshkiyab. Back it goes to Bouadi. Infield to El Morabet. Back inside the centre circle with Shadi Riyad. Brazil being penned back for the moment. Bouadi. Played back to Issa Diop. Forward it goes. Hakimi. Diop on the near side. Fizzes one forward into the path of Rahimi. But he is bundled out of the way by Gabriel Magalhaes. And the ball will go out of play. I couldn't quite see who got the last touch, but Rahimi is clutching the back of his head here. We'll get a look on the replay. It was very strong defensive work by Gabriel. He got the last touch as the ball rolled over him. And maybe a bit of concern because Gabriel landed right on the top of the head of Sofiane Rahimi, but he is quick to get back up on his feet. And at the halfway point of this added time at the New Jersey Stadium, it's a corner kick for Morocco deep into stoppage time. Are we going to see some last minute heroics at this tournament? So fabled for last minute magic. Left footed in swinging corner from El Morabet. It's deep towards the back post, headed clear by Brazil. It'll be recovered by Talbi. He'll let it run instead for a throw in out on the far side, level with the 18-yard box. He'll leave it for Salah Eddin to take it as the defenders retreat back towards their defensive position. So long throw into the penalty area, headed clear by Marquinhos and further out by Luis Enrique, poked away by Cunha, couldn't quite bring it under control, and a swarm of Moroccan players win the ball back, far side of the pitch. Salah Eddin. Here is El Morabet, infield to El Nui. Towards this near side touchline, it's a little bit short from El Nui, but Vinicius can't bring it under control. Amemuni Eshkiyab. Long crossfield switch out towards Talbi, headed away by Danilo, intercepted by Salah Eddin. Still out on the far side touchline, has to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, and Rafinha will give chase as he has done all day. Pumped forward by Bono, it's got looping up in the air off of Gabriel's head, bouncing around inside the Brazil defence. Gabriel eventually gets rid of it. Fabinho though commits a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for Morocco. El Nui clutching the top of his foot. Fabinho with the foul. We'll get a good look at it from the ref cam replay. Left his foot a little bit high there, Fabinho. And he did catch the Roma midfielder. So a free kick in a promising position here for Morocco. Doesn't look like they've sent all the bodies forward, but Issa Diop is having a word with the potential takers. Hakimi with the right-footed option. El Morabet, the left-footed option. Prayers are being said in the stands from both sets of supporters. Issa Diop now steps away from the chat. It's lifted in by El Morabet. It's a poor free kick straight into the hands of Alisson Becker. 7 out of the 10 minutes have now been played. Long ball pumped forward by the Liverpool goalkeeper. In the direction of Luis Enrique, it's bounced down by Salah Eddin, and it's calmly into the grasp of Yassine Bono, who will pick it up to prevent Rafinha from applying more pressure. Bono will now drop it outside of his penalty area to take a long kick forward with that left boot towards Marquinhos. It bounces off of Rahimi, up in the air from Gabriel. It's going to be taken down by Salah Eddin. El Nui onto Talbi on the far side touchline, played back down the line towards the left back Anas Salah Eddin. Good footwork there from Shadi Riyad to fake out Rafinha there. That felt quite Brazilian from the Crystal Palace defender. Lofted up on the far side touchline, taken down by Brazil's Luis Enrique, and now here goes Danilo Santos. Plays it forward towards Vinicius Junior. He flicks it round the corner, and he wants a foul. Nothing given by the referee. Intercepted by Morocco. 8 minutes played now. Coming forward are the Atlas Lions over on the far side. It's Talbi. Played back in field towards El Nui. Bouadi towards the near side here with Hakimi. He'll poke it forward. Amemuni Eshkiab was an option. Instead, it's picked up and the shot comes in. And Alisson spills it, but he gets a hand to it to deny Amemuni Eshkiab. The shot was fired in from LA Nui. And really, it was unconvincing from Alisson. It was a speculative effort which bounced just in front of the Liverpool keeper. He didn't grasp it completely. And he's got a strong hand on the rebound to deny Amemuni Eshkiab. Almost that moment of magic we were looking for to decide the game. But instead it's the heroics of Alisson Becker preventing the goal for Morocco. Into the final of the 10 added minute. It's going to be a corner for the Atlas Lions. Hakimi stands over this one. It's going to be a right-footed out-swinging corner. In it goes from the captain. It's deep towards the back post. It's gone beyond everyone, in fact. Picked up by Talbi. Still out there on the far side. He's got to go into the penalty area. It's headed clear by Gabriel. Only as far as Amemuni Eshkiab pokes it out wide to Talbi. But he goes all the way back to Yassine Bono. We're less than 30 seconds away from the final whistle. Here's Ayoub Bouadi. Back it goes again to the feet of Bono. And over it goes to Shadi Riyad. Prodded forward towards Anas Salahdin. And I think both sides are happy to see this game out here. Bouadi inside the penalty area. Took a chance there to step away from Rafinha. And that indeed is the final whistle. A pulsating first half with end-to-end action in the second half sees Brazil and Morocco draw their opening encounter at this summer's tournament. Ismail Saibari got things going in the 21st minute with a lovely lofted ball over the top of Alisson Becker into the empty net. 11 minutes later, Vinicius Jr. drew the Seleção back on level terms with a perler into the far corner. Both sides had their chances in the second half to take all 3 points. But at the end of the game, at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, it's finished Brazil 1, Morocco 1.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.